Just as God is about to give life, there is the devil trying to destroy it before it is born. Now, we've witnessed this in individual people, haven't we? Even just recently. Some people that we've lifted up in prayer who the Lord has given life, and all of a sudden these tragic things come upon them to distract them, try to snuff out this life. This is not a new strategy. And this is the case here in Zechariah 12. God is about to fulfill his covenant by taking away the sins of Israel. This nation is about to be born again, and here come all the nations of the world against Jerusalem, the very city of God, to remove her off the face of the earth, if possible. Now, we should not be surprised when this thing happens to us on a smaller scale also. We should not be surprised when the forces that come against the people of God only burden themselves in vain. I'm speaking here with the ultimate view in mind. Yea, all that will live godly in Christ Jesus will suffer persecution. So I'm not saying that you'll never be persecuted or you'll never suffer trouble. You'll never have any problems. This is not at all what I'm saying. But I'm talking in the ultimate sense here that it will be in vain. In the end, everyone and everything that has opposed God and those who oppose his people really are opposing him will be found to have only burdened themselves in vain and cut themselves in pieces in the process. Consider these holy questions. What shall we say then to these things? If God be for us, who can be against us? Who shall lay anything to the charge of God's elect? It is God that justifieth. Who is he that condemneth? Who shall separate us from the love of Christ? For he hath said, I will never leave thee nor forsake thee, so that we may boldly say, the Lord is my helper. I will not fear what man shall do unto me. And in another sense, every believer is in a siege every day. We are surrounded by a wicked world, by forces that would starve us of our heavenly resources. The world calls to us to give them our time, give our affections to it, give our abilities to it, give our money to it. Give yourself to us, let us have you, they cry. And when we refuse them, the spirit of this world hates us and conspires to destroy us. But the people of God, both Jews and Gentiles, will be found to be a cup of trembling to the people of the world. They will spend themselves and their resources in vain against God's elect. Behold, is it not of the Lord of hosts that the people shall labor in the very fire, and the people shall weary themselves for vanity? Yeah. For the earth shall be filled with the knowledge of the glory of the Lord as the waters cover the sea. Amen. Every believer is held under siege also in his own body. The spirit indeed is willing, but the flesh is weak. In Galatians 4:29, but as then he that was born after the flesh persecuted him that was born after the Spirit, even so it is now. And in Romans 7, for I know that in me, that is in my flesh, dwelleth no good thing. For to will is present with me, but how to perform that which is good I find not. And I find then a law, that when I would do good, evil is present. For I delight in the law of God after the inward man, but I see another law in my members, warring after the law of my mind, and bringing me into captivity to the law of sin, which is in my members. This siege, too, will be found to be a vain burden. For we will be raised in incorruption in the end. We will be raised in glory and in power. We will be raised with a spiritual body. As we have borne the image of the earthy, we shall also bear the image of the heavenly. For this corruptible must put on incorruption, this mortal must put on immortality. So when this corruptible shall have put on incorruption, and this mortal shall have put on immortality, then shall be brought to pass the saying that is written, death is swallowed up in victory. The siege will be over, and we shall be like him. Amen. Now, brethren, you know that God is accomplishing his purpose in the midst of conflict and opposition. We know that he is doing this in order to display his great wisdom. As one song says, God specializes in things thought impossible. Though all the nations of the world be gathered together against one little city and besiege it, the word of the Lord will prevail and the rest will fail. Jesus will finish building the habitation of God. The Lamb's wife will make herself ready by the grace of God. The gates of hell will not prevail against Christ's church, and God will turn away ungodliness from Jacob, and Israel shall be saved. Shall I bring to the birth and not cause to bring forth? Saith the Lord. Shall I cause to bring forth and shut the womb, saith thy God? My brethren, I leave you with these words. Do not be deceived by present circumstances and mounting opposition against the people of God. I, the Lord, have spoken it, and I will do it. Amen.